Good morning, guys. Hope you're in for a great day. Want to just continue in our series of the 5 loves. We're talking about loving God with all of our soul, which is the seat of our convictions. It has a will, it has a way, and sometimes we need to evaluate that. Now, we've been talking about the convictions that come that are not always good. We have good convictions, which is great. We need strength and courage to fulfill them. But sometimes we have bad convictions that need to be broken. A broken will sometimes is what God will have to do in order to get your attention. And sometimes He uses crisis to do that. We did the crisis of confrontation yesterday, confronted with the law of God. But today I want to do the crisis of conscience. You see, God has placed within every human being. This is what separates us sometimes from the animal kingdom. That we have a greater sense of consciousness. We have a conscience. And we are very aware of the difference between good and evil. Sometimes, as Paul puts it, our consciences get seared because we do the wrong thing over and over and over and again, that we don't feel so bad about it anymore. We have developed calluses around our hearts, and our souls do not feel the pain of a broken conscience anymore. And sometimes we require a crisis of conscience to change some of the things that have become bad convictions in our life. I read a beautiful story recently of a man. His name was Bobby Jones, and he was a golfer in the 1925 US Open. And now in those days, they didn't have cameras and they didn't have highly sophisticated equipment to monitor players. And during the competition, he touched the ball. And at the end of the game, after he had done really well, he came and he confessed his sin, that he had touched the ball. He wasn't allowed to do that. And some of his buddies said, "Why do you do that? Nobody saw you. Nobody knew that you had touched the ball. You didn't need to tell anybody." He said, "Yes, I did. You see, I saw it, and so too did God." And he confessed that he had touched the ball. He may have lost the US Open, but he won incredible credibility, because they didn't give him the award that everybody wanted. They gave him a greater award, a greater one, which was the award for sportsmanship. That's a greater award, because his credibility went along with the award. Now, guys, credibility is something that we all need to work on. Credibility is who you are in the dark. Credibility is who you are when no one is looking. And Bobby scored great credibility at the point of his guilty conscience. Now, there are many other aspects that we can apply this principle to. The one in the Bible that jumps out to me is the story of Jacob and Esau. And Jacob in his early days had ripped off his brother, had stolen his birthright, had manipulated him, and he took his birthright from him, and Esau was mad. Years later, as a result of a guilty conscience, and Jacob thinking, "I'm sick and tired of not being able to sleep at night. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I need to make right with my brother." So he connects with him, and they meet, and he makes right, and he restores with his brother Esau. That was a tough thing to do, because Esau could have turned nasty on him. But he did it. Not only did it take courage to live out his conviction of a guilty conscience, but it took humility as well. You see, when we have to apologize to somebody, we need to humble ourselves. You'll sleep a lot better when you do this. With a guilty conscience, you're not going to sleep awfully well. You're going to carry that thing with you all your days. And you know how they say, when I have a guilty conscience, I say, "My conscience is killing me." I tell you, people, that may be more true than you realize. A guilty conscience causes so much spiritual, physical anxiety, certainly psychological as well. So evaluate some of the things that you have a guilty conscience over. Go back in life, play the replay button, and make those things right. Most people would be delighted if you would have phoned them and just say, "Man, I'm just so sorry for the mess that I made, even if albeit years ago," and you will sleep well tonight, should you have the courage and the humility to be able to do that. This must be one of the toughest things to do, but do it, people. And as believers in Christ, watch what this does for your own personal relationship. Loving others, walking humbly before God, is a sign of a soul that is living with a clean and a clear conscience. I hope you're able to do it. God bless you guys. Have a tremendous day today.